Warning, the following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. I leapt headfirst into the black, searching for answers. I found only more questions. My memories fade with each step. I feel a weight. It's so heavy. I find nothing. And here in darkness, I awaken for the first time. My skin is on fire. My lungs ache for air. My body's too weak to stand. To fight back. The pain pierces every thought. Death would be a kindness that I do not deserve. Let me die broken. Howdy, folks. Welcome to Broken, episode 42. I'm playing some sci-fi tabletop RPGs for you guys today. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good, man.
Insane.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Actually, no, I'm unconscious. Never mind.
You're all now my
Bruh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Not
Is
even
that how this works?
She's already a bruh.
Listen, the real holiday
Let me
is
get to
tomorrow
my
when all the
workshop
chocolates
and
half
let's
off.
see how big you talk.
No, that's side chick day.
Well, no, it's chocolate day.
If you say so.
Side chick day.
Which day is Side Chick Day?
Tomorrow, apparently.
Yeah, tomorrow is
yeah.
side chick day because all the Valentine's Day stuff's half off.
I'm glad
You learn if you're the side chick or not, whether or not you go out on Valentine's Day.
Right.
I'm glad the chaos is going strong today.
I'm sorry to say this, Miles.
You too
It's fine.
can join the chaos. It is free. Jump in the Discord. There is chaos. You can be a part of this insanity. I don't even know what they're talking about. They're talking about side chicks. I don't know what's happening, but if you want to see some memes, it's in the Twitch chat. It's in the description. If you're watching on YouTube, it's somewhere. You can find it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go around and we'll introduce everybody.
Be confused.
And then we'll talk about what happened last time, and we'll jump in and we'll be even more confused. So why don't we start with you, Dank? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Like, I don't have to deal with that squeaky vent anymore. I fixed that. Now my room is perfectly decorated. Very nostalgic.
Yeah, it is.
Got a jam session in, took a nice power nap. Gonna wake up feeling fully refreshed.
That's a proper hotel here at the Hotel Indigo.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Hotel of Indigo.
You can check
That
out
was Hotel
anytime you like,
California.
but you can never
Yes.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Okay, closing time.
leave. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dank. Next up, we've got Gerblin playing the Enigmas for you. Enigma and Imogene. Gerbs, how are you?
Well, doing all right. Both of them are, doing their thing, I guess. We'll be interested to see how this, information about the collective goes. Because, yeah, they're, I think, on the same page deciding that, yes, let's learn more about this gosh dang collective so we can figure out, what are we?
Yeah. I'm actually really looking forward to this because it's gonna be a weird. You thought last session was weird, guys? Oh man, actually the last 2 sessions have gotten pretty weird.
I am so excited.
I'm stoked.
The hotel
I am
ride.
Let's
worried.
get real weird.
We're about to get pretty weird today, I think. So just be ready for weird. Thank you, Gerblin. Up next, we've got Maury playing Cassidy for you guys. Maury, how are you doing?
Well, oh, there's 2 babies now.
There
and Derrin
is.
has abducted one.
There is 2 of these guys now. I guess.
I turned cheat codes on.
Yeah, he's over here using the.
Unintentionally.
He's using spawn commands and the
Yeah.
spawn console commands.
Sorry, guys, I'm a
attempted
dirty
to
cheater.
Eat a chair at Zephyr because of them. Didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
So yeah, just getting along with the new,
Like a
new
taser
teammates,
field happened.
making great first impressions. It's going swell. And then Derrin passed out on me, so I dragged his butt off to my room.
Right. What was it that made you pass? Oh yeah.
I got my brain proxy removed.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that's right.
So
That's
now,
right.
who we have dubbed as future Derrin doesn't have a connection to him anymore.
Well,
Supposedly.
yeah. Well, at least like, yeah. Well,
Tracking wise,
something
at
like that.
least.
Yeah. There's something going on there for sure.
At least as far as
Something
Cassie's
has
concerned.
happened. Do we know what it is? No. Are we worried? Yes.
Concern. All right. All right. Well, that was Maury, right? Thank you, Maury. Up next, we've
Derrin
got.
wakes up with a Sharpie mustache is yet to be seen.
Up next, we've got Caitlin playing Naela. Caitlin, how are things? You had a strange episode last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Naela and Ernest were hugging, and then they switched habitats because he transferred it. So now she is small sad lady, and he is a older gentleman who is going to get in touch with nature.
I've got a great scene that we're going to start off today's session with.
And I don't know if she was having a dream or a hallucination, but she ended up in some weird desert. Ended up mercifully unaliving a man. And then
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft. and then this big ass dragon just shrunk itself, and then I absorbed it, and now we're here.
Yeah, yeah.
Old man steals young woman's vitality and will to live. More at 11.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Life is the chaos memes are popping off, you guys. Really, there's some great stuff going on in there today. That's what I like to see. Thank you, Caitlin. Last but not least, we've got Zach playing Derrin. Zach, how are you?
Hi, I'm only now being introduced, even though I've been talking through the whole thing. I have to talk when my character can't because he's unconscious. He's had some problems recently. This
You
is
gotta advocate
yeah.
for yourself somehow.
This is an interesting arc for Derrin.
Yeah. On the upside, you got to do something pretty cool before you were knocked unconscious.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that was awesome. But yeah.
I hope that the process of having questions, going to get answers to those questions, and only getting more questions is going well.
We're used to it by now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I'm doing my job. Awesome.
I am honestly not sure if we've received a single answer in the entire time we've been playing.
Or you? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Maybe we get some soon. I guess. Well, we started to get a little bit of maybe some answers from this group of folks from the flooded countries, like with the whisper. They basically told you guys what whispers are, right? And they said that Ernest is one. And they think maybe some of you all could be too. I mean, putting 2 and 2 together, it seems like they definitely think Dank is, or at least Flint did. Maybe he doesn't so much anymore. He didn't seem too.
He
happy
was
with-
disappointed.
Yeah.
He said,
But yeah, they also mentioned like basically Death March to the Core, I think they called it, where what happens, the reason the world keeps going every time there's a impending blackout is a bunch of whisperers go to the core and nobody knows really what happens to them. They go into the core and they're never seen again. So presumably they die. And they gave you guys this whole lecture about the kind of person it takes to do that. At least that's their belief. Right. They seem to be some sort of vagabond collective, not you, Gerblin, but a collection of people, not a hive mind kind of thing.
A co-op.
Yeah, the
a,
vagabond co-op. Yeah,
a cult, maybe.
Yeah, possibly a cult. They mentioned that they've been keeping a lot of info from falling into the hands of the Inky. I think that was talked about a bit, and that the Inky stuff that they do learn, they have no idea the ramifications of it. Basically, they called them infants with death spitters.
And the Arku.
Yeah. So yeah, needless to say, they have some sturdy, pretty strong standards for you guys, at least. But they were still said they were willing to help. And basically, they gave you a sort of test. They want to maybe get to know you guys a little bit better, maybe sharpen you a little bit, try to point you in the right direction, put you on the path, so to speak. And all things go well, they'll be sending you back to Nataku with a fix for that generator. So I think we left off last time with Naela having this insane dream of some kind of like D&D desert wasteland adventure where you came upon a horrific dragon and sort of absorbed it, and then we saw Ernest go hiking. I think it's
Yeah.
somewhere around where we
Eh.
left off. So we fade in today with Ernest. We fade in on some woods out in the country somewhere. Let me see if I can drag us over to the right screen here. Oop. So we get a shot of these woods. We don't see a trail in our first scene here. We just see woods, and we hear Ernest breathing heavily. And the camera cuts to like a close up of his face, and we see like sweat pouring down his face, and he's staring ahead. He's running. Clearly, we see like trees and stuff going past him, and he's got this wild look in his eyes, and his mouth is hanging open, and he like brings a hand up to wipe his face, and we just see like a lot of dirt on his hand smeared on his face. He keeps running. He's growling like an animal. And the camera pans out, and he's shirtless. He looks probably a little bit in better shape maybe than the last time we saw him. Like he's got muscle, like he's toned. But he's just sprinting through the trees like a crazy person, like making all this primal noise. He burst out onto a dirt trail, like a clearing, and there's two hikers standing nearby in like full gear, like they're carrying like hiking packs. And he stops like in mid gait, and turns and looks at him and growls at them like, ah, kind of roars. And they sort of like put their hands up, palms facing him, and kind of like back up, take a couple steps back. And then we hear like a stick breaking. He turns away from them and looks up this hill. And we see like in the silhouette of the morning light, a deer with like antlers as it turns and looks back at him over its shoulder, and then takes off running over the crest of the hill. And he like runs after it off the trail. The camera stays with the hikers though. And like just the camera lingers with them as he just like runs off into the brush. And it's like a man and a woman, and the man goes, geez, welcome to Ohio, huh? And then we fade out of that scene. And we fade in on Naela, I think, waking up.
All right.
You wake up with this feeling of like emptiness, and despair. All these new memories like circling around in your head. What do you do?
Uh, does she feel any different besides despair and things like that?
What do you mean?
Like, does it feel like things are missing?
Yeah, I would say it does kind of feel like something is missing. Like you, your connection with the Leviathan was probably something that, almost became like a, with all the, you didn't spend around a lot of time around other people. So it was probably almost something that was like, almost felt like a companion. There is something else there. It just feels different. Your connection with like the world around you, nature, animals, all of that stuff is gone. So almost you might almost feel like lonelier, like almost like you lost a good friend. There's something else there, but it just feels more like an acquaintance, like you just don't know it very well yet.
Yeah. Uh, she's gonna she's gonna get up and I guess get herself ready. Um, and I guess go find somebody to get a start on her day. Because they said that they were going to separate all of us out. But as she's kind of walking, she's trying to piece together. Um, does she, when she looks down, this is like she was having a lucid dream, right? Where she could feel it and things aren't actually there.
Um, it seemed very realistic.
So when she looks down, there's no cuts. It just felt like that earlier on.
Yeah. Like you look down at your like your hands and arms where like the sand was blasting you and stuff, and for actually make a roll. This would be like some kind of mental stability roll, maybe.
I don't have any of that.
No mental stability.
Yeah, like willpower or something along those lines. Okay. So like you can still feel the places on your body where like the sand rubbed your skin raw, irritated it to the point of redness and maybe even like stripped off a few layers of your skin. Um and uh uh looking at those places, there's nothing there. But like for a second when you think about it, you can almost still feel it.
Um, for shits and giggles, I'm assuming that this is around dawn, is that right?
Yeah, I mean it's maybe just after first light. Like
Right.
this is like breakfast time. Maybe like at the earliest like 6:37.
She's gonna go down and get herself some breakfast before going into that nonsense of delving into someone else's memories.
Sure. I'm sure they have breakfast in the lobby. Are
Yeah, we'll go down there.
you going to get on the elevator?
Is there another another something? If not, I'll take the elevator.
There's only an elevator. You want to go looking for stairs or something?
Yeah,
Okay. Like you just start to wander around the hallway.
pretty much.
All right. Hmm. Make me just a normal roll.
Alrighty. Ah, come on. Oof.
That's okay. Now make me like a perception roll. Let's see here. Okay. So we see you like come out of your room, you walk down the hallway, and you get to the like the upper floor lobby, like where the elevator is, basically. And maybe there's like a little bench or something close by. I don't know. But we see you like pause at the elevator for a second and look at it, considering, and then you continue on down the hallway. And yeah, we see you looking around for like a stairwell. There's a few doors. All of them kind of look like the doors Cassidy previously heard noise from. Just various hotel rooms, basically. And you get down towards the end of the hall, and you see at the end of the hall, there's a what looks like a stairwell. But when you there's like a couple doors between here and the stairwell, and you start to move towards it, and you hear like a yelling sound, like the sound of a guy yelling coming from one of the rooms. Like he's just screaming at the top of his lungs. I think it startles you at first because the first thing you hear is him throwing himself up against the door as you're about to walk by it. The door jostles slightly.
Oh God. Do I hear what he's saying?
He's just screaming. He's not really saying words. He's just like, ah, ah, like it sounds like somebody in a state of rage. You hear the sound of like crashing furniture, like something wood, maybe like an end table or a coffee table being thrown in the room and then like splintering apart. Yeah, he's just like screaming and yelling like in anger.
This is really bad, but my instinct is to look.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to the door and like, yeah, you see like a basically a peephole on the door where you would, but it's like it's reversed, right? So it's like inside out from what was on like your door.
Yeah.
So it would be to like look into the room. Yeah.
Do I need another perception?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So here's what happens. You look into the room. Basically, you're seeing like down it looks like an apartment on the inside.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like a hotel room. It's the first thing that strikes you. You see like a balcony with like a drawing glass door with those like plastic like window coverings people put on them all the time, like they're vertical like if that makes sense, like vertical white planks. Cats love to play with them. You see that, and it's like ripped apart, and there's like pieces of it everywhere. You can see on one side part of what looks like a living room. There's a couch tilted over on its back, and there's like the cushions are like ripped open. There's like stuffing all over the place. You see like a broken glass coffee table just to the other side of the couch, kind of like sticking out from behind it. There's like glass all over the carpet. And you see up against the wall, like, and up a couple feet, like mounted on the wall, is a broken television. The other side looks to be like a counter sticking out from a kitchen, but you can't see past the counter. It's like a granite countertop.
Gotcha.
And as you're looking, you don't see the guy, which is kind of odd at first. But then you see like a stool fly from left to right and hit like a wall just before the like entryway opens up into the like living room. And it just like smashes through the drywall. And then the guy presumably comes sprinting around the corner after he's thrown this stool. And he's like a younger guy, kind of scrawny, long hair, probably like an inch or two past his ears, on either side. He's got his shirt off, and you see like tears welled up in his face, and his face is red, and he's just like screaming in anger. He looks at the door as soon as he like steps into like the the hallway, and he charges at the door again. You gonna keep watching?
If he's gonna charge at the door, I don't want to necessarily open it yet.
Yeah. So he looks at the door, almost like looking right at you. Like it's a one-way peephole, so there's no way he could see you, right? And then he like charges at the door and like throws himself up against the door. He starts beating on the door. The door jostles. And I need you to make a roll, stress test against violence.
Yeah, I chose this live.
It's a really low roll, really low DC. So yeah, you're fine.
I've seen Dank do worse.
Yeah. So like he just like throws himself against the door. He beats on it for a second. You just kind of we see you on the other side of the door as the door like jostles slightly, and you just don't flinch. You just stand there and keep watching him. He does this for maybe 10 to 15 seconds. And then he goes to the wall where the stool just like punched a hole in the drywall. And he starts grabbing pieces of the drywall and ripping them out, and throwing them.
Eating them.
Like he's trying to do as much damage to the room as possible, it seems like. Do you continue watching?
I don't want him to tear this place up, but at the same time, it's also like not my monkeys, not my circus. But I feel like if I don't do something, eventually he's going to go through the wall.
The wall he's doing this to is like a wall in the hallway. The living room is just a few feet further into the hallway is where the living room is, and that goes like several feet over to like the right side. So it's the right wall of the hallway. So it's not even like what he's doing would get him out of the room, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it's probably a closet or a bathroom or wall that he's doing this to, in his own apartment.
You know what? I'm gonna go talk to this man. This is a really dumb idea, but we're here now.
Okay. So how do you do that? Are you going into the room?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I know this is really bad, but we're here now.
Yeah.
I want to know what he knows and why he's so upset.
Okay. That's okay. All right. So you like reach a hand up to the door handle of the room. Your hand makes contact with the door handle. We see you like there's like this tense moment as you're like considering like going in there. Just before you turn the door handle, what you're looking at in the room, the image like flickers. All the damage to the wall disappears. The couch is now sitting the correct way. The TV looks not broken. There's actually like it's on. There's like a program on the TV. Yeah, everything in the room like resets to normal. Do you continue watching?
Yeah, I do. I want to see his response because I think something fucky is happening.
Yeah, so we see you like hesitate as like the image you're seeing changes. You hear screaming again. The couch, it flips over from the other side. You can't see, it's from something further into the room. Clearly this guy's screaming.
So everything fixes it. I'm gonna touch the door again.
Yeah, you touch the door, the scene continues playing out as the guy, like, after flipping over the couch, he jumps on top of it and starts ripping the cushions apart,
Okay.
yelling in anger. He goes to the TV and punches it, and the TV breaks and turns off. Then he comes around the corner to the hallway, and he throws himself up against the door. Then he walks away from the door and he goes to the left, still yelling. We hear like crashing sounds, the sound of like a table or something splintering apart, and then yelling. And then a few seconds later, we see a stool fly from left to right, hit the drywall and break it apart.
So it replays itself over and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. It's the same. Like, once it gets to the part where you started watching before, you realize immediately, like, oh, this is the same thing happening.
Okay. I'm curious, what happens when I go into the room?
You haven't really tried yet. Like, you've.
I am actively trying right now.
All right. So you open, like, you put your hand on the handle, you go to turn the knob, and you realize it's locked. Like, it turns side to side, and it's locked. And it has a place for like a hotel key.
I'm not a Dreamlander, and I don't have lock-picking skills. I'm gonna keep this in mind for later, because there's definitely something going on here.
What about your own room key?
I suppose I could try that.
Okay. Yeah, you put your own room key in. There's a beep and the sound of a latch. Like a clicking sound.
Okay. I'm really scared. I just need everyone to know this.
You turn the handle again, you realize it gives this time.
All right. We're going in.
Yeah, you open the door. Yeah, it's probably like at this point in the loop where the guy was about to throw himself out the door. This time you're standing there. And he attacks you.
All right.
Okay. So I didn't think we'd get here, but welcome to the improv show. So this guy throws himself at you and attacks you with his bare hands, screaming and yelling in anger the whole time.
Okay. Is this contested?
It is, yeah.
Reroll them 4s.
Okay, you spend an influence point. All right.
I sure am. There we go.
Okay,
bud.
so you reduced it a lot by 6 points. So that's 7.
So, can I use some shit like athletics to jump out of the way?
Yeah, you can.
And like shut the door behind me, or like jump just enough to where he can't get to me, but he also can't get out, something like that.
So, yeah, okay. So you could like fight back and be like, okay, I want to push him back and shut the door.
Yeah.
So it'll be like a roll to be able to push him back, basically. And then I mean, you can shut the door. It'll give you a second to like shut the door.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you Okay. Wow. Don't you have a? Is this hand to hand, or is this athletics? What is this exactly?
I used athletics for this. I can use hand to hand if you want me to.
Yeah. I mean, I think I.
I'll do that if you want. This is the hand to hand.
You're trying to push him back. I mean, you could argue that that's athletics, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like it could be lawyered either way.
It's your call. I will accept whatever fate.
Are you trying to hurt him?
No. I literally just want to shove him back long enough to close the door.
Yeah, all right. I'll allow it. Yeah. You push him back and with a tremendous amount of force. Like he goes back several feet. He probably like hits the edge of the couch and like trips and falls back off his feet. Still like screaming in anger as he's like struggling to roll over and get back up onto his feet to come charging at you again. You close the door and you like barricade it as he like hits the door. You feel him hit the door behind you as you like put your back to the door to hold it closed. And it gives slightly, but you're able to keep it closed just fine for like 6 to 10 seconds as you hear a faint clicking sound again as the latch reactivates.
Okay, so it reactivates itself because I'm in here.
The door basically locked again. So like you're back out.
Okay.
You're back out in the hallway and he's locked on the other side of this door again.
Okay. Oh, I thought I locked myself in with him.
No.
Okay.
You shoved him. So like you opened the door and he basically like charged at you. You shoved him back into the room.
Because what I thought happened was he came charging at me. I shoved him far enough to take a step in and shut the door behind me.
Oh, is that what you were trying to do? Oh, that's what you were trying to do? I thought you were trying to get away from him. That's my bad. Okay, so you wanted to go into the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, you shove him back. He trips over something. Yeah, the door. You hear the door shut behind you. There's the sound of a click after a few seconds, but before that, he gets back up. He starts to roll around, gets back up, and he comes charging at you again. And again, he attacks you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to do here.
Well, if you're trying to get murdered by a guy in his apartment, you're doing a pretty good job. I gotta tell you that.
I'm not trying to get murdered. I just wanted to talk to this man, but I might have to knock his ass out. Oh. Because I was trying to figure out what got him so angry, but like.
Yeah, you have no idea. Like it definitely, like, the situation makes no sense. You have like he's unreasonably angry. Like this is clearly like a crazy person.
Yeah, this man is clearly off this fucking rocker. um. I guess I'm gonna try to like. Does hand to hand also count for like grappling him?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would count for grappling, yeah. Like, the one thing you have going for you is that you're stronger than him. You were able to, like, push him off of you, but if it comes to fighting him, you're, like, actually fighting, like, any kind of combat, like, trying to grapple him, hold him down, or something like that, that's gonna be hand-to-hand, yeah. Now, you can make another memory if you have the points, because you're a Dreadlander now, so I know your hand-to-hand skill started at a -2 because of Ernest. But you could make another memory and push it to -3 and get like an auto success, essentially.
But isn't that really fucking bad?
I mean, you'll have a -3 from hand-to-hand after that, but you would succeed on that roll. That's correct, right, Zach? That's how it works?
Yep. The only thing that makes positive is rule of threes.
The other thing you could do is you could try to summon the nightmare, see if it can help you. But it's a very weak nightmare right now, isn't it? It's probably like, what, got 3 or 4 dice?
Yeah, it doesn't have very many.
How
I
many-
only have 2 negative.
Oh, it's how many negative memories you have is what makes it stronger?
I don't think so. I thought it was pages.
I think it might be
Let me
pages.
triple check here. If it's pages, I have 3? Yeah, 3.
We can take a look at the book and figure it out for sure. I should have already had the PDF pulled up and ready to go, but I didn't. So just give me a second.
No, that's also my bad.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, here we are. Dreadlander. The Nightmare. Okay, so depending on... Okay, so here we go. Different parts of relationship with the character. I think also... Spare.
It says with each journal page completed, the nightmare special roll goes up 1 die.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So it starts at 1? Yeah, and then it goes...
That's what I thought it started at 2.
It instinctively protects its host and uses the nightmare special roll 4 dice for all physical rolls. So it starts with 4.
Oh, okay. It starts with 4. So you have 7
Right.
dice. Oh, once you summon it. Okay, but you still got to make a special roll to summon it. Right?
Yes, but it is one of the easier ones to summon because you just, I think, have to not get a fail.
But that's also it costs, what is it, 3 influence?
Yes.
I got plenty of influence to play with.
As you imagine, think about Nightmare.
Yeah, spend it 3 influence points to perform the invoke.
PC, yeah, spend 3 influence points. So the special roll to summon it starts with 1 die. However, you have a +3. So you get 4 dice to try to summon it. It also has 4 dice for it to fight. +3. Wait, never treated as domestic access to.
I was about to say you had 3 to both.
Physical rolls. Nightmare grows. Each journal page complete the nightmare special roll goes up 1 die.
I think from the looks of it, with the to invoke, it just stays the 1 die.
No, I don't think it does. Because it says specifically the special roll goes up. Oh, does it? Does the special roll stay 1 die? Well, it says
Just to invoke.
Just
Because-
Yeah, but
to
again, I think
summon.
it's
Yeah, it
better
does.
because you literally just have to not get a fail.
Well, you
Right.
have to. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You're right. So you have a 75% chance to succeed. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's if you fail that you get some bad stuff that happens. It's unlike all of the other ones in that you have to get a success for the other ones. But
Yeah.
it's also
For some reason, I thought it was like that Dreamlander thing where you have to get a success on the summon roll. You had to get a 4.
yeah. They whatever
Okay.
reason they decided that one was different.
Well, cool. We'll do that.
Man, Dreamlander and Dreadlander are kind of like opposites in a lot of ways.
Yeah, kind
Yes.
of polar opposites.
Okay, so make a special roll with 1 die. You said you're gonna try to summon that's what you want to do? Summon
Yep.
the nightmare? Okay. 2, that's a success. The nightmare obeys. The nightmare emerges from within, following a single 1-line command from the vagabond. It'll then return to protect them for a short while before returning to the body. So, what are you commanding it to do? The gifts in the chaos chat. Oh,
I
man.
know I did it, dumb guys. I'm sorry. Um. Just attack him, and I'm gonna try to open the fucking door.
Yeah, is it trying to hurt him?
More like keeping him distracted.
Okay. So what does
I
it
mean,
look?
technically speaking, the nightmare is free to like do its orders. So if she said attack him,
Yeah. So it would be able to act on its own, is what you're telling me?
like the book says it acts on its orders. It doesn't say that it like knows the actual intent behind them.
Yeah. So it's just like, all right, I'll attack him, and it tries to fucking kill the guy. I think.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I like that actually. Well, okay, so here's what I want to know. When you summon the nightmare, what does it look like? Like we've seen it looks a little bit different for all the Dreadlanders we've seen so far. So what does it look like for you when you summon the nightmare? How does it emerge? Like what does it look like once it does emerge? The shape it takes or whatever.
So I think at first it starts to emerge from me as like a thick, dark cloud. And then when it is fully formed, I'm trying to think, because I don't know if it would just be a tendril. Because those are usually small. Mine is like medium sized.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like a small dragon.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Like, yeah.
Small Leviathan.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like smoke and then it coalesces in front of you. As the smoke
Yep.
pours out of you, it almost like kind of it almost makes the guy hesitate to charge you for a second. It coalesces into this monstrous creature, like spreads its wings out in the hallway. It charges towards the guy. Make a special roll with 7 dice.
God!
As the guy tries to attack it still, like, okay. All right. It wins. He goes down 1 body step. You go for the door. You're leaving. Are you gonna leave the nightmare to continue fighting this guy? As you get around, you can get out the door, no problem. Like this thing's got him. This thing's like a block in the hallway, so he can't really get past it.
She is going to say, come! And then just like I've never done this before. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. So like when you go for the door, the dragon this dragon thing lunges at him in the hallway. They collide. It's like way stronger than he is. It pushes him over the couch and onto the floor, and it starts digging into his chest. Right. We see like it's clawing at his chest. We see these huge gouges forming on his chest. I mean, mostly superficial, but it's like cutting into his skin. And he's screaming. So is the nightmare. You're also filled with like this incredible amount of like rage and almost like a you can feel the nightmare's like eagerness to do violence. As you like get the door open, you get out into the hallway, you hold the door, and you look back in to see the creature. You can see the backside of this creature as it's like leaning over onto the floor, just about to just like tear this guy apart. And yeah, you yell "come," and it make a you give it a single command, a one-line command. It'll then return to protect you for a short while before returning to your body. I mean, it's the first time you've used it. Maybe it's extra eager to do some damage. Can you make like a persuasion-y check to see if you can call this thing off?
I would like to make a negative memory, please.
All right, so you want to auto succeed on this. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to kill this man,
Yeah.
but like
All right, so you make a negative memory relating to like persuasion or command or
I'll do persuasion, I'll say.
all right. So like there's this moment where you're like, "Come," and the creature stops and like turns its head back over its shoulder and looks at you for a moment, and you get that same feeling like in the dream when you were approaching the tower and this giant dragon was just staring at you. Not like necessarily like anger or rage or anything, just like almost kind of quiet, placid look. And you get the feeling that it could go either way. Like it could happily just continue tearing this guy apart and just like murder him right there. But it doesn't. It listens. And it gets up and rushes to the door back to your side. The guy is basically just like laying there on the floor, these scratches all over his chest, and he's like all weakened now too from the like straining his muscle trying to fight back at this thing. So he's like he'll start trying to get up, but he's very out of it at this point. You have plenty of time to like get both of you out of the room and close the door if you want.
Yeah, we're doing that. Goodbye, sir.
Yeah. All right. So now you have the nightmare at your side for the time being. At least for the rest of this scene. What do? You still have the stairwell that you found. So you're just like standing back out in the hallway. You hear the guy like moving around in the room, but he's a lot slower. He's definitely still making noises like he's mad.
Fuck that guy. I don't care about him. I don't really want to go strolling in there with my nightmare because then they gonna know something's up. They probably already know something's up.
I mean, if you wanted to, I would allow you to go ahead and have it return to your body if you want to. But you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll probably do that to behave myself. As I'm just looking dumbfounded, leaning up against the wall of, what the hell did I just do? What just happened?
Yeah. Oh, we
And
see
then,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
So the way I imagine it is she's just like so caught up in the moment, and that now, since most of her strength is gone for the most part, her like knees are starting to buckle and she's starting to shake and look at her hands and then just be like, I need to go find these people.
Yeah, I mean, you almost just killed that guy.
By accident.
Yeah,
Not even on purpose.
yeah. All right. So yeah, we see you kind of like slink down, like maybe you like lean up against the wall as you after you like take the creature in, and then you see like slink down the wall to the sitting position on the floor, just kind of like processing everything that just happened. Before we see like get up and start to. Are you walking towards like the conference room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Sure. So we see you walking towards the conference room out of frame. Then we go to someone else, I reckon. How's everybody else doing this morning? Somebody roll me a D4? A D4. Dank. So how's your morning start, Dank? I mean, I'm assuming you wake up in your room and everything's fine.
Yeah. I wake up. Ancient alarm clock is just going off with that horrible high pitched noise.
Yeah.
I get up. Instead of snoozing it, I properly turn it off. I give it just like a scathing look, though. So, how dare you? I go to the little kitchenette that's in the hotel room, get a coffee maker going. It's just instant coffee, but it's better than nothing.
Sure.
It is a beverage, not the beverage, but I'll take what I can get. And then I check my stab tracker, I guess. Send everybody a group message like, who's up?
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you
Do we
send.
even have stab trackers here?
Yeah. I think so. Wait. Did you guys you arrived with nothing here, if I recall.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't have anybody's cell number either because it's the
You
simulation.
guys just met. Yeah.
Ah. Reach out to Waywalker. But I don't know. I guess I'm gonna take the coffee and I don't know, light up a smoke and go to the hallway and maybe head back towards the conference room.
Yeah. Okay. You come out in the hallway and you see Naela like walking by. She looks a little bit distraught. She's headed towards the conference room.
I look her up and down. Rough night?
You don't even know the half of it.
Yeah. You look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. What happened?
A dragon happened.
Dragons. No, it's too early for that. Let me finish this coffee. Just like slams the coffee. All right. Dragons. How did a dragon happen? Like, I mean, I get that this is Ohio, but like,
I had a lucid dream that I was in the desert. There was a large dragon, a tower, multiple people just almost looking like they were hanging on a crucifix.
It sounds like the last time I did mescaline in Arizona.
I absorbed that dragon after it shrunk itself.
Drugs are a hell of a drug.
That is true. I did do drugs before I went to bed.
There you go. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, so you absorbed a dragon?
Yeah.
That's kind of badass. Can you like bring it out on command?
Just kind of face goes a little paler and just stares at you of not again. Not so soon.
Fair enough. You sound like you need some coffee.
Do you have some?
I just finished brewing a pot. I mean, just go back to my room, grab you a mug.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I walk on back in, refill my mug, grab her one, fill it up, yell out into the hallway, any creams or sugars?
No.
Fair enough. I bring her a nice hot cup of coffee.
All right. So as you guys are having coffee and chit chatting, somebody roll me a d3.
I nominate Gerblin.
All
A
right.
2.
What are our Enigma and Amagine doing? How's your morning start out?
I was 2 because there's 2 of me, huh?
I was about to say, did they really both roll themselves?
You got it.
Yeah, I think they both kind of get up and, you know, they each have their own kind of semi routines, I guess. You know, Enigma kind of going through some of those, like, you know, some of the breathing techniques, things that they've kind of learned, you know, living with hella fucking gravity. And Amgene doing whatever the hell it is that Amgene does, because, you know, changes from day to day based on their, you know, where they're at. And then, yeah, I guess they both decide, you know, that food, probably a good plan. And let's, I guess, go see what everybody else is up to.
Yeah, okay. So you so we got one of you on one side of the room doing like your morning workout and yoga routine. And then the other one is I don't know, like maybe looking for sharp objects to tuck away or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, you get the scent of like coffee coming from the hallway. When you open your hotel room door, you can see right outside in the hall, maybe a door or two down, is Dank and Naela.
Oh, are we having a party out here?
It can be.
Yeah, Enigma just sort of wanders over, kind of looks at what they're both drinking and goes, so what's that?
Coffee.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what it was. I just started drinking it.
Any
It's a
good?
stimulant.
You said you put like cream and sugar in it, right, Dank?
No, I like my coffee like I like my women.
Okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, I mean it tastes all right, Naela. I mean it tastes better than like fungus teas you're probably
Better than crush
used-
tea.
Yeah, used to drinking, yeah.
I can't believe it's not Kraj.
I wonder what it would taste like if I added some in the.
You know what? That sounds like a good idea. Wait, do you even have any Fraj here?
No.
No. I have other drugs though.
That probably wouldn't go good in coffee.
Are you sure? Have you tried?
Legally, the answer to that question is no.
Well, all right then.
All right. Somebody roll me a d2.
Well, we're gonna be interacting with each other anyways. He's in my room.
Oh yeah, you're in the same room. All right, that's fine. We can just cut to the two of you. I guess Derrin, you wake up after being unconscious for several hours. You probably, I mean, you feel kind of okay. Like you have a bit of a headache, like a groggy headache. Other than that, you probably feel basically okay.
Oh, that's good. It does feel a little weird to go to sleep and not do the dreamy thingy.
You have a paint splattered Weight Watcher next to you.
I do?
Yeah.
From you or me? The paint, I mean.
For me.
Okay, making sure.
And then Cassidy's working on a little desk, painting another Weight Watcher.
Morning?
Good morning.
So, I see that wasn't a dream?
No, it wasn't.
Great. Well, I guess now I have one that I can, well, you can tell the other one not to kill you. How's about that?
Even if I don't tell him to, I don't think that's something I'll have to worry about.
I don't know. That one's my baby.
She looks at Derrin over her shoulder. If you try to get that Weight Watcher to kill me, you've got bigger problems.
No, I don't think it would ever come to that. Just one of those things. Besides, shouldn't you always just be careful with technology anyways? Better safe than sorry.
Why would I be careful when it likes me?
I don't know. I mean, I assume hacking is still a thing here. Someone hacked in and changed it to hate you somehow. That would be a bad way to go.
Well, if that's the way I'm destined to go, that's the way I'm destined to go. So you may want to think about a new name for yours if you want. That way we don't yell Weight Watcher all the time and they get confused.
Oh god, I'm horrible with names.
And done.
So, what are you doing there?
Making them different so that way we can tell them apart.
How... What does it look like?
Yours just has like random colors like Jackson Pollock splattered all over it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And then mine has a little Bonnie the Bunny head painted on the side.
Oh goodness. How good is it?
Yeah, make a roll to see how well you do this. Let's be like a painting roll, I guess.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a memory.
Yes, burn your memory points.
I'm full. I need to anyway.
I'm almost full. I also need to make a memory soon.
All right, right on.
Well, when I filled up my page from last time, it filled me up.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I have 5 pages, but I only have about 3 filled because of my borrowing.
And the Harbinger, yeah.
Yeah, not that. Well, that too, actually. Although the Harbinger ones stay.
So,
Deader ones go.
so do you want to go ahead and go for the +3, or are you just going for like a +1?
No, just a 1.
Okay.
It's just like a simple little thing, anyways.
Yeah, no problem. Do you know what the memory is?
Not a clue.
All right, you can write it later. That's fine. We get the trademark lens flare in your eyes as you get a remembrance. Yeah, you successfully paint the bunny on yours and the Jackson Pollock style on the other one. You're good to go.
Which is a heck of a lot easier because you just fling paint.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, you're not that bad of an artist.
Well, I mean, animatronics require fine details occasionally. You pick it up.
Yeah, I can definitely say that the opposite way. Although it helps that I had somebody else's memories, I think, for some of that machine stuff.
Do you think they'll actually give us the stuff?
Maybe?
Can't fix the circle on maybes.
I mean,
I
what else can
Can't
we do?
build parts on maybes. Well, from the pieces I've gathered from what y'all have told me, and this little guy got in here from the dream, maybe I can bring things out of the dream.
I did consider that. If I learn enough, maybe I could try that, but seems a little inconsistent to start with. For now, I'd probably say just play along and see if we need to, then hopefully we'll be able to get out of here and I can experiment a little, see if I can't make some stuff for us.
Maybe. That one
Yeah.
lady doesn't seem to like any of us, though.
I mean, there are those people. Some people just don't get along with everyone.
If I make stuff for my Woe Watcher, do you want me to make stuff for yours, the same for yours?
What sort of stuff?
Like floaties and potentially upgrades?
Possibly, if you have time.
I mean, it's just as much time to make 2 as it does to make 1 if we're making them at the same time.
Yeah, pretty true. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say no. So, what do you think? I don't know. So, I mean, we have me that's like gestures towards the 2 robots in the room. But what are they going to do with you, do you think?
They did say last week that they were going to put her with Zephyr, right?
That was the idea. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm getting with the floaty one that you copied and made the copy off of.
Oh yeah, so I guess you'll kind of be able to do what I do.
Maybe?
Seems a
He
little
said
more
something about
involved though.
needing a dreamer's help to do that.
Hmm.
She says
True.
something about doing coding skills, but coding's not exactly my forte.
No, that I left that up to somebody else on the team. It's not my thing either.
I'm a builder, not a coder. I mean,
I'm
I
a
do a little
painter.
bit. I do a little bit because animatronics need it, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I just paint. Not even my own stuff usually. I guess copying has its perks when it's, somebody that knows what they're doing you're copying, but once I get out of that, kind of screwed.
Oh, by the way, they provide tea and coffee. Want any?
Is it hot or cold?
Hot.
Ugh, I don't like hot tea.
Got ice.
I like good cookies though. Starts to eat cookies.
He just slides the whole thing over to him. We should probably head out at some point. She says, like, while peeking over at the alarm clock.
Very true.
One dude talked about dragging Ernest out at the crack of dawn. How do you think he's faring?
God, I'm so glad that's not me.
Isn't that right? I mean, I was probably up not long after they headed out, but still, hiking. Mm-mm. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
but you've got like insomnia or something, so.
Nah, just used to it.
Well, I'm used to getting a full 8 hours of sleep, so.
When you stay under fluorescence for a couple months at a time, your circadian rhythm just kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, not surprised.
All right. She like gets to her feet, pulls her away watcher up onto her shoulder. We should probably head out to that meeting room.
Ugh, fine. Let's go see if they have any more information about whatever they yanked out of my head, I guess.
Oh yeah, maybe they did. Maybe they were able to study it a little bit more.
Maybe. All I heard was disconnect, so if that's what I think it means, they probably weren't able to study anything, but they might let me know what it was.
Possibly. You'll have to let me know if we ever run into him.
What, me?
The other you, yeah.
It'd be pretty obvious. Kind of a gray fox thing going on. Or silver fox thing. Yeah, silver, that's the one.
Interesting.
Which I'm sure I will join very soon, depending on how stressful this place keeps being.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Derrin probably picks up his Way Watcher as well, thinking of a different name, possibly, and kind of follows out.
Way Watcher 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, as you get closer to the door, the scent of coffee from the hallway fills your nostrils. Yeah, the two of you are free to step out into the hallway and join the rest of the group if you like.
Yeah. Cassidy's made a mug of hot tea that she's nursing.
Right on. Yeah, you see outside.
Whoever has the coffee, Derrin is best friends with.
I offered you coffee.
I only heard tea.
No, I said they had both coffee and tea.
Oh, I heard tea. Brain heard tea and then did not think anything else, I guess. Rewind, I take the coffee.
Sure.
I'm just picturing y'all joining this party in the hallway, and now everybody's got coffee. Amgene's like chugged theirs, and Enigma's just like sipping it cautiously, like, the fuck is this? Actually, it's not bad.
Cassidy's the
And
only
then-
one with tea.
And then we come out with frickin' 2 robots.
What the hell did you do?
Nothing.
I don't believe you.
Good, because I'm lying.
You're a terrible liar.
Oh no, I'm a great liar. I just wanted you to know.
Seriously, what did you do?
I
Derrin figured
painted.
out- Derrin figured out the code Zephyr used. And used it. Accident.
Oops.
And
Turns
now we
out it
have
wasn't.
another watch.
Well, I guess it kind of was a teleportation. I don't even know. It's weird. Crazy
I
stuff
can't
happens in the middle of
leave
Ohio.
you- I can't leave you alone for 24 hours without somebody doing something stupid.
I mean, I think the last time we went into an almost exploding building, so yeah.
It didn't almost. We did go into an exploding building. But we were the ones who made it explode.
Well, but we went into the building before it was going to explode.
Looks
Yeah.
at Dank.
That building had it coming. It knows what it did.
That poor tower. It didn't deserve that.
Or building blaming.
Look, I blame Bush.
Jet fuel can't melt steel
Goddamn.
beams?
Oh.
Enigma just like eyeing you, goes, "Who's Bush?"
It's a long story.
Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Terror.
So, I dressed up his Way Watchers. That way we can tell them apart.
Yeah, it's rather nice.
Okay, so what's the other ones going to be called, though? We got Way Watcher and...
Name in progress.
Figuring
no,
it
that's too
out.
long.
Never mind.
TBD.
What about Pollock?
Watchwear.
Not my favorite artist.
No?
Watchwear.
I don't really want to cut off one of his ears.
He doesn't have ears.
Exactly.
Y'all got 5 seconds, otherwise I'm calling that robot Watchwear.
You are not naming him
4.
Watchwear. Dang.
3,
Spots.
We will get in trouble.
2.
Spot wouldn't be bad.
All right, Spot it is.
Was Dank ever given like administrator control?
Oh no, I
No.
was bluffing.
So you're like, what did you say you were gonna call it? Watchwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It
says
was never re-given access.
Dank, you appear to not have its administrative function over this unit.
They got pills for that.
Cassidy snickering.
I don't think pills work on robots.
That's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, new Way Watcher. I think your new designation for now is Spot.
This
What about
unit
Leo?
will now be designated Spot.
Fantastic. To the conference room. It just like strides off to the conference room.
Why am I getting a Batman like The Batman animation when they go to the Bat Cave.
What I was going
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so you guys head over to the conference room. So yeah, when
Is
you
the one chair still out of place?
no, they've probably put it back where it's supposed to go.
I am
yeah.
both relieved and mildly disappointed.
Yeah, as you guys walk in, they're presumably in their positions waiting for you guys. Flint turns around and says, well, hope you all had a good night's rest.
Yeah, it was quite relaxing.
Is Ernest still gone at this point?
He is, yeah.
He's off chasing a
The
deer.
wilderness must be explored.
Chewing into a deer.
Just slightly more sad.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I will say, I think technically speaking, Redlanders are supposed to be happier than normal people here, at least.
In the dream, because the dream is such a like a idealistic place to what.
Or outside the dream, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not to change too much. There's just one thing I remembered from Dis.
It sounds familiar.
But she said because
they
Ernest
escaped
isn't
the nightmare,
here, that's why she's
basically.
sad.
Yeah, totally get that. Just one of those things where it's like, I think I remember that. I will definitely not. Yeah.
But something to also remember is that this is the first time that she has felt anything truly like upsetting.
That is also true.
In a long, long time.
Yeah, changing habitat could definitely affect that.
Yeah, I mean, Naela was kind of already a bit like rough around the edges, you know. I mean, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Like scolding you guys is nothing new. You know?
Yeah.
Affectionately. I do it for your own good.
Yeah.
Because everything you do is on my ass.
So
Hey, you're one of us.
So Flint takes a look at Naela and he says, Ernest is still out with Kanan. Presumably they'll be gone for some time. Are things going okay with you?
It's going. I'm figuring stuff out as I go.
Yeah, he nods. And he says, well, if there's anything we can do to help, just let us know. We'll be, the rest of you, resuming some exercises today. I think Verona, Zephyr has some things they want to go over with a couple of you. Dank, you're with me.
Yep.
Naela, we do have some of Ernest's discarded memories on file, if you'd like to take a look at them.
Sure.
He nods, and he says, well, do be warned. Some of them are, well, I hope they don't change your perspective of him too much. Just remember that he's not the same person he used to be.
Kind of tilts her head to the side a little bit like, Okay. I don't think that they would, but thanks for the warning.
Yeah, he looks over towards Zephyr, who nods, and he says, "Well, I believe that Zephyr's going to help sync you up with some of those memories. Same with what was it, Enigma?" He looks at the two Enigmas.
Yeah, they both nod.
Who would like to go first? He asks out loud. Gesturing to the
we
whole
need to
group.
roll a D.
I'll go.
That's what I thought we were gonna do was roll
Okay.
again.
Roll me a d4. Actually, I'm sorry.
By the way, Cassidy had went to like the opposite side of the room from Zephyr, pretty much going as far as she could go from her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It has to be a d3 because I think Cassidy has to go last because Zephyr has to hook some of you up first, or she leaves the Cassidy. Okay.
Oh no, it'd still be 4 even if we're not counting me.
Well, I'm
There's
counting
5 of
the
us.
Enigmas as 1.
Yeah.
1, 2. Oh, you're right. You're right. Shit, my bad. Okay, so we'll go with the 4. So Enigma is.
All right.
Zephyr gestures to the two of you. And she walks up to the table. She pulls out 2 chairs. And she says, well, you might want to sit down if you're not a fan of like banging your head on hard surfaces.
Yeah, they both go sit, but Amgene does roll their eyes like, yeah, not like that's not happened before.
Yeah, you sit in the chair. She stands behind you, traces something in the air that you can't see, swipes her hand a couple times, makes a motion like she's dialing on an invisible keyboard. And then after a few seconds, there is a glitch in the air. Both of the Enigmas go limp immediately as their heads roll back in the chair. Their eyes closed. You can see their eyes moving under their eyelids side to side really quickly. Okay, now we'll go with a D3. We get Derrin, Verona. While that's happening, Verona kind of faces back towards the group. She's been like staring out the window the whole time. She walks over to you guys and she gestures to Derrin and says, well, are you ready?
Possibly. Can I have a question first?
Sure, I guess.
So what's the thing you took out of my brain?
Zephyr? She looks up and she was looking at the Enigmas right now, or like the space in the air just above their where their heads are rolled back. And she's like, yeah, she's still staring at that, and then she turns and looks after another second or two. And Verona says, he wants to know what that thing was, the proxy you called it. And Zephyr shrugs and she says, whatever it was looking to connect to her network. She was like, she goes, I burned it, cut it off. I mean, it was too much of a risk. And Verona
Okay.
kind of nods. And then Zephyr she pulls her sunglasses off, and she kind of puts her hand on her face and sort of like she's stressed, right? Like she puts her hand, rubs her thumb and her index finger in her two eyes, and then kind of massages the bridge of her nose. And then she kind of slowly flicks her eyes back open, and she goes, look, there's a piece of hardware in your head. Most vagabonds have them. This thing was sending a signal that was piggybacking off of you. It could have been doing all kinds of things. There's no telling. It could have been causing hallucinations, tracking your location, perhaps, maybe even spying on your memories or creating new ones on its own. There's no limit to the amount of manipulation that this thing could have had on you. Luckily, doesn't seem to have had too much of an effect on you, which is good. I mean, it means that you're you, at least.
Yeah, that's generally a good thing. So it's gone now? I assume?
She says, I mean, I deactivated it. It seemed like it was searching for a connection. Not sure what it was trying to connect to, but whatever it was trying to do, it can't do it while it's here.
But it's still there.
She kind of smirks, and she says, well, I didn't rip it out of your skull. She says, that your friends probably wouldn't appreciate that too much. So
yeah, I assume that would be a bad thing. Brain damage at the minimum, I assume.
Yeah, she kind of shrugs. She says, worse things have happened to people we've run with. Some of them are in some of the rooms around the hotel.
I mean, I'm sure, but that's it. I don't really want it to happen to me. So
understandable.
So I guess I have to look out for it after we leave?
It's possible that it could reactivate when you leave our dream.
Right. Yeah, I guess if I ever need it to go away again, I could just do a different dream or something. Who knows?
Just be careful. Look, Verona said that somebody was talking to you that, look, I don't understand the complexities of Dreamlander stuff, to be honest with you. I'm more of a machines person, but it's possible.
Oh, it's okay. I don't understand it either.
Yeah, she nods, and she says, it's possible it was causing hallucinations or trying to manipulate your thought or just anything. I couldn't possibly guess. Just be careful. If it reactivates, be on the lookout for symptoms, changes in personality, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Whatever it wasn't doing a terribly great job. Didn't even really have me fooled. Well, I mean, it had me fooled in so much as, like, I thought it was probably, possibly maybe me from the future, but, not had me to the point of I was just listening to him blindly.
Yeah, she kind of makes a face when you say that.
Or it simply needed you to be its Trojan.
Yeah, when Cassidy says that, she's like, that's what we were afraid of. It seemed, like I said, it seemed like it was waiting or searching for a connection, possibly to our network. And all I'm saying is, if it was Inky, they couldn't just send someone in here. We have too many security measures. I mean, the elevator alone, that would be the way to do it. If they were going to try something. I mean.
No, I agree. And I do apologize for that. I had no idea what it was. Hopefully, with some training, I'll be able to either notice it myself or something.
She nods. She goes, there's something else too that well, I haven't checked your friends, but I'm guessing they're in the same situation. You see, when I was poking around in your brain, I discovered some other signals, and she kind of like looks over to Flint, and she says, and then back to you guys, and she says, it's something that most, if not all, vagabonds have picked up at some point, but we do know for sure that the Inkies buried something deep in your brain, just connected to the brainstem. I forget what the area of the brain is called. She says it's Inky tech. It's used to usually track down escaped experiments. It lets them see everything you see. And that includes memories. Remembrances, I mean. Thoughts. It's why they're able to find you, I'd guess.
Ugh, gross.
And we're all in here when that's expressed.
Yeah, like you're all in here. The Enigmas are out cold right now, but
Naela is visibly angry.
yeah, we see you like starting to get upset. Zephyr goes, now, again, I haven't checked the rest of you for it, but Derrin, I mean, I was already there. I was already looking at your... It's unmistakable. I don't know anyone that knows a way to get rid of it. I mean, even with tech from the flooded countries. And she stops talking for a second. And she says, from what I've heard, any attempt at removing it kills the host.
Oh, fun.
Unless you know, like, a really good surgeon.
Yeah, not really.
I'm not a surgeon. I can just take care of the small things.
Cassidy glances at Dank at that.
Just to be safe, Flint, Verona, we've already talked about changing our protocols around once you guys leave. But
yeah, probably a good idea.
I don't think we can let you into the flooded countries for now, but that was probably off the table. Anyways, we're still gonna try to help you though.
Sadly understandable.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
We need the help more than we need that at the moment.
Yeah, she
As long as I get my parts, I don't care where they come from.
she nods. Verona holds out a hand to you, Derrin, and says, well, and she kind of like yawns as she says it. She's like, well, ready?
No, probably not, but best get on with it.
Yeah, you take her hand.
And I try and make sure if I'm going to collapse, I do so carefully.
Yeah, you like brace yourself. When you grab her hand, you feel that pulling sensation from before. When you
Hey, boy.
when you appeared outside the the submarine. Like this violent tugging on the inside of your belly button, like going over the top of a roller coaster or going over a hill in a car really fast. And the two of them disappear. D2, please.
For me, I assume?
No, this is for Naela or Dank.
Okay.
That's
Dank.
not what I asked.
Apparently it was.
Well, there is a 1 in there.
Every single time I've gotten the last number. Wasting all my high rolls.
Jesus, Dank.
Flint steps over to the other side of the table and pulls out a chair and sits in it. And then he gestures to the other chair and he says, well, Dank, there was some stuff I was wanting to show you.
All right. I grab my coffee mug and sit down next to him.
He looks over towards Zephyr, and he kind of nods, and he says, I think we're ready. She does the same sort of motions with her hands. There's the same flicker in the room as both of them go limp in the chairs. Then she looks towards you, Naela, and she says, well, you were going to take a swim in Ernest's memories, right? Silas's, to be more precise.
Stop playing jokes and let's just get on with it, please.
Have a seat. And she points to the chair at the end of the table.
He's gonna have a seat.
Yep. She traces a couple things in the air. You pass out, go limp in the chair. And then she approaches you, Cassidy, and she like gestures the two empty chairs here and here, and she says, "Well, our turn."
Lovely.
She goes, "Oh, you'll love the place, I'm sure, once you see what I've done with it."
She'll make sure to set Weight Watcher in her lap.
Yeah, you carefully set Weight Watcher in your lap so as not to like drop him by accident or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she traces a couple patterns in the air. It looks like she's pushing some invisible buttons or whatever. And then we see the two of you slink back in your chair, and the camera pans out on like everyone in the room being unconscious. Basically, it takes this long shot of just like everyone laying back in their chairs, passed out.
Except for me.
You're not there.
Yeah. Okay. Where did I put that? We're gonna go to the Enigmas first. Boom. Okay. So, you'll see in just a second, but Enigma, Imogene. You wake up, you come to consciousness in kind of like a cool, dark room. It's reminiscent of Nibiru for sure. You're laying on like a smooth, flat surface. As the two of you like open your eyes, it's almost like a hallway, but the walls are like glass. And once you start looking around, you see a pretty strange sight indeed. On the other side of the glass in this hallway are various lights sort of like drifting by slowly. They're all drifting in one direction, but some are going faster than others. Some are moving quite slow. Some seem to almost not be moving at all, but have sort of hovered closer to the glass, almost like they're taking an interest in the two of you. Most of these lights, they have almost like a plant or like fungus kind of quality to them. They have these long, thin tendrils that drift off of them, sort of like jellyfish, and like the way they hover and move through the air is almost like they're underwater. But they're all on the other side of these glass walls on like either side of the hallway. Looking at the glass walls, it's almost like there's multiple more hallways, and like it's like it's kind of like being in a fun house with a bunch of mirrors, you know? Like it's this weird sort of like trippy sensation where it's almost like the hallways go on forever on the other side of this glass. But looking in one direction, you can see how like the ceiling and the hallway in the room move towards this basically immense spot of light in the distance, and all these like various little floating lantern lights are sort of like drifting in that direction, almost like they're all being like pulled by this current. And that's just the first things you see as you sort of wake up. What do the two of you do?
So they're all kind of moving in the same direction. Is there like an obvious like point that they all come from, or that I can see, or
Yeah, like if you look the way like the direction they're coming from, they don't seem to be like coming from the same point, but they do all kind of seem to be sort of coming from the same direction. Like looking back in the hallway, you would see them on either side, just like it goes on for infinity. It seems like you can't see the end of it. Um, but you do see like the further away they get, they're almost like stars, like little pinpricks of light deep in the darkness. It does get darker the further back that way it goes. Make a make a perception check. Okay. As you're looking back into the darkness,
do you want one for both of them?
yeah, actually. Okay, there we go. All right.
Woo!
So like you're looking back into the dark, both of you are. Um and you notice like a light flickers out. Like it just goes dark. Then another light flickers out. At first it's like lights that are really distant. You notice a couple of them just flicker out and go dark, flicker out. And then it's like a pattern that's moving through the lights. It's causing them to flicker out and flicker out one by one. As it comes closer, some of the lights that are closer to you now start to flicker out and go dark. And then it gets so close, whatever's doing this, it gets close enough to the point where you see this dark shape that's moving around in the darkness. The only reason you can really even see it at all is because some of these lights are behind it for a second as it like snuffs another light out and continues to move closer and closer to you. It's the shape itself is sort of like amorphous. Like it doesn't appear to be like humanoid or even like any familiar creature. But it does seem to be like some sort of like conscious entity. Almost like a floating amoeba or something that's moving through the darkness and it's just like swallowing these lights. Um, and it's making its way toward closer and closer to you. I will say that like as it starts to get closer, you start to get a really bad feeling about whatever it is, like almost like a sense of dread that wells up in you, like to be afraid of this thing.
Yeah, I think they take kind of one look at that thing, look at each other, and then they're both kind of in agreement without even words, just like moving down the hallway away from that thing.
Yeah, we see you like start to move in the opposite direction um, as this thing starts swallowing up more and more of these lights behind you. And it starts to pick up speed as you move away from it, like a predator chasing prey, just swallowing up more and more of these lights that drift off behind you. Each time it, each time it like swallows up one of these lights that are near you, like you feel a sense of um, loss, like um, almost like either a close friend or maybe even a part of yourself is being lost forever. But you keep moving. Do you start to run?
Um, Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they kind of, as that sense of dread and as that like loss feeling probably gets stronger. Yeah, I think they'd probably start to run.
All right. So we see you starting to run towards this bright light in the distance. As you do, some of the lights kind of hovering around you start to move more erratically. Some of them taking evasive maneuvers. Some of them bumping into each other, or some of them even like colliding with others and slowing them down, almost as if they were trying to use them as a distraction. Um, as you do, we see the shape really start to pick up speed. It swallows a couple of these lights like on one side of the wall of you. It presses itself against the glass for a moment as we see like this large dark shape pressed hard against the glass. It can't. We hear like a thud as it can't seem to like get through the glass. It then quickly like circles underneath you, and we see this like almost like a long trail of smoke unfurl on the ground underneath you, almost like it's trying to swallow up the two of you as you're like sprinting down this hallway. Just then, there's a flash of light that comes from the direction that you're running towards, um, and you can see it like move through the like air on either side of the hallway, as well as all the lights almost respond to it, as if like a wave had just swept through them. They almost like pull back as their tendrils sort of like stretch out as it pushes by them. The dark shape disappears, and you see the silhouette of a person in this light, and you hear footsteps as they seem to be approaching you, and you see a familiar face. It's your face, maybe just a little bit different. Walking towards you from the light. They're wearing like some armor, like leather armor. They're carrying what looks kind of like a staff, but at the top it's got three blades, kind of like a trident. And they look at the two of you, and you see their head like tilt to the side for a moment. All of the hovering lights around the outside of the hallway stop moving, almost like they're watching what's happening. And the figure like smiles kind of, and it says, you, what are you doing here? And as it says that, you like hear the words echoed in your own minds, both of you.
Okay, first off, out of character, that art is freaking dope.
So what I did was I used Midjourney and I fed it your art of Enigma to get it to like get me something similar but different. And I was hoping you might like that. I was like, I'm not gonna use it. It's not something I'm gonna keep around or anything, but I just thought it might be a cool way to do this, and it'd be a cool little surprise.
Yeah, very cool surprise. Yeah, so I think both of them were kind of almost dumbstruck, I guess. And Enigma kind of finally stammers out, I guess we're here to learn more.
This feeling washes over you, almost like for a second it's almost like pity. Then it's just for like a split second it's like pity. Then it's immediately like a warmness, like the sense of being part of something so much greater than yourself, and also like a very caring feeling, like something being very gentle and careful with you. As the figure says, I almost wish you could stay. There's just too much work to be done. It turns and looks back over its shoulder towards the light, and makes a face. And then back to the two of you, and it says, I'll give you what answers I can, but only so much can be revealed. Have to follow the plan.
What plan is that?
To stop the blackout.
Enigma kind of half huffs and goes, the blackout here or the one in the dream
Everywhere.
or simulation?
Sort of like shakes its head side to side, like, oh, you don't understand. And it says, the simulation, Nibiru, everywhere. If the blackout happens, not just us, everything dies.
Well, I guess you're in luck. We'd like to stop that too.
It looks back over its shoulder again towards the light, and then back to you. And it says, it looks like they've told you already. The core whispers. And it kind of nods. You feel that word, whispers, like echoed in your body. You suddenly get like a sense of what it means, and it's more than like just like gods or like super strong vagabonds. It's also like a savior, but for everybody, like a thing that was purposely meant for some greater good. Yeah, your own personal Jesus. Thank you, Chaos. And when it says this, you immediately know that the two of you are whisperers. Not just you, though. Every light you see floating in the darkness is a whisperer. They're all the same whisperer. They're also all you. And this person you're talking to is you. Like, you almost suddenly see this whole conversation happening from multiple different perspectives for a moment. And it's not overwhelming. Like, it almost feels like, what's the best way to put it? Kind of surreal. But it feels like how it was supposed to be all along, and you never realized it, that something was off. Like, it feels like you're complete for a moment.
Feels like home.
Yeah. Like a home you didn't even realize you were away from, kind of. And when the figure like turns back to you to look at the two of you, and there's like a tear running down its cheek. And it doesn't even have to speak anymore. You just know what it's thinking. And it says, and it's basically saying, like, do you see now? Do you understand? Like, is this what you were looking for? And again, there's that sense of like feeling sorry for you. Like, sorry. It's almost like sorry it had to go this way. Like, this is the only way it would work. Yeah, like a sense of like, I wish
this isn't what we wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some level of understanding, but there's that kind of one question that, you know, lingers, and it's like, what are we? And who made us?
It shakes its head as the tears kind of stop, and it says, no one made us, always were. They only used us, but they can't stop our purpose. It looks down at the floor, and you see that dark shape move by once again. And it says, it doesn't seem afraid of it. Like the figure standing in front of you doesn't like seem all that scared. Although some of the lights do like almost try to move away from it again. For a second until it like disappears. And then you hear it saying like, that is what they learned from us. They stumble through the dark. They don't realize what they're doing. What we are is such a complex question. It's what are we but our memories?
Whew. I think they both kind of just kind of take a glance at each other, and I don't know that either of them really has an answer to that particular question.
There's like a long pause, and it says, our purpose is to keep life going. Like, you get the sense that life is very important. Life in general, not just like specifically human life or anything like that, but just like the force of life. And more than that, but the positive moments that come along with it, things like love and friendship. Like, it seems silly and kind of like common sense, but here, this place maybe makes you realize how important that stuff is. And again, it says memories. Both what we have and what we leave behind, I guess.
Has this happened before? Anything like the blackout?
Yeah, you get the sense that it has happened before, that there's some sort of like cycle in place where again and again the blackout has come. And again it has been beaten back. Probably not the right word. More like avoided or reset. Each time that this was done, there's been a great cost. Not just in lives, but also in time and knowledge. You get the sense that anytime a blackout has been avoided, that almost humanity itself has been pushed back in like knowledge and understanding greatly. But that isn't really the point. The point is giving life more time. Also, this has been done over and over again. This like pushing back the blackout, knowing that eventually it couldn't be avoided any longer. So like basically, ultimately, this is hopeless. Like entropy will eventually win. And all they're doing is buying time but that's just how important life, memories, love, attachments, that's just how important that stuff is. That it's worth the cost, even if ultimately it all comes to an end. And yeah, you sort of feel that like wash over you. And again, you get that sense of like, so sorry, this is the way it has to be. Sorry that you have to experience all this suffering, this loss that was never supposed to happen. It was never supposed to be this way. But this is the only way. Now.
Does it seem like it's a consistent cycle? Is it happening more frequently, less frequently?
It's possible that it's happening more frequently. Sure. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. The cycle itself almost exists out of time. But if you want to think of it as just a blackout in the sense that like the power goes out every so many years, then sure. It does happen more frequently. Maybe instead of 10,000 years, the next time it's only 9,999 years or whatever, right? But also the cycle itself, this blackout, is something that's beyond time, or something that breaks the laws of time and space. It's like an anomaly.
Gotcha. So, what do we do?
The figure turns back over its shoulder and looks towards the light again. And it's like got one hand standing up this like staff trident like thing, and with its other hand it raises its hand and points towards this light. And all of these this, is pointing towards this big bright light that all these smaller lights are kind of moving towards. And all the smaller like drifting globe-like things, they all start to move towards that light again as the figure says, "The core." And then you feel like a rushing sensation, like the wind blowing in your face really hard as everything fades to white. And you wake up back in the conference room. With everyone else still unconscious. And I think, since it is pretty late, it has been almost 2.5 hours. It is 12:30 Caitlin time. I think maybe that's where we end tonight's session. It's a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get some other stuff, but I think that's a really good place, a really good dramatic place to end it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you guys for playing. I hope you guys had fun today. I hope it was weird enough for you. Don't worry, we have plenty of weirdness next time. Broken. So, we'll do some more shout outs, announcements, and stuff. So we've mentioned the Discord. You guys can jump on Discord. It's free, it's public. There's crazy memes posted constantly. You can do that. You can also ask questions about lore if you got questions. I'm sure you got plenty of questions if you sat through today's episode. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's all in the description down below. The other things you need to do, though, is you need to head over to buymeacoffee.com/brokendank, and you need to get this guy some freaking rocket fuel. All right.
Yeah. Gotta have the fuel for the memes.
The beverage, the NOS. Get this guy going, because apparently he's gonna have to kill some cosmic entities now or something. Like, what's happening? I don't know.
Find out next time on Broken.
Find out next time. You can also head over to twitter.com/sketchingspace and see some cool arts and stuff. There's cool arts there. You can see it.
Yeah.
And
Just got a new revelation of the painter, so now I get to draw all of my memories, so you'll get to see some of those, like my rule of threes memory from today.
That's awesome. That's what's up.
This is the consequence of an artist picking this.
Indeed it is.
Right on.
I get to show you the things.
I can't wait to see some of that stuff. That's gonna be really cool.
Oh yeah.
You can also head over to Instagram, TikTok, and coffee.com/Ace of Wands Designs to check out art for Cassidy, for example, as well as some other arts. Here is the links for that. I love you guys. I hope you guys had a good time playing today. I hope you guys really enjoyed the episode. I promise we'll get through this weirdness soon. We're almost through most of the weirdness, and things will probably get back to relatively normal. We can all get back to stabbing each other like old times. Ain't that right, guys?
The old stabby.
But I just want to say, the players, you guys did a great job today. Take your memory point, your influence point for sure for surviving the session. I'm gonna give an extra point to I'm gonna give an extra memory point to Naela, because that was ballsy as shit going into that room. I thought you were about to die for a second. So oh, she's already taken off. So
We'll message. Yeah.
I'll shoot her a DM and let her know. But that was a really cool scene. She was apologizing for it in the chat, and I was like, don't apologize. That was entertaining as hell.
Right.
I really enjoyed that.
Look, whenever someone's going to die, it's usually interesting.
I love it when you guys do ballsy stuff and you just trust me not to kill you. So I really enjoyed that. But thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching. Everybody have a fantastic night and a great week. We should be back with some more Forest of Flesh on Monday, and some more Broken on Wednesday. And I don't know. That's all I got. Anything I missed, folks?
No, that's all the things.
All
And remember, it's Enigmas all the way down.
No, it's about to be Derrin. Derrin time,
No.
bitch.
I got something special planned for you too, Derrin. Don't you worry. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night and a great week. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Inception noise.
Bye, guys.